Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your end of August 2024 General Tarot Update. It's Rena here. Shuffling the cards a little bit. Oh, it's very interesting. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. Okay. First of all, I don't know. I don't have this centered, but there we go. So, one of the things that when I was laying out the cards, I saw that whirlpool. You see how there's like that kind of a similar thing, and I was thinking that the Five of Cups was actually the Magician card, and then I was like, oh wow, okay, it's not that card, but it is. It's still like the sense of. Ooh, do I have two cards here? Okay, I thought there were two cards. All right. The heart of the matter is the Devil card. You see the devil as the puppet master and the person kind of being controlled. What does the Devil card represent? The Devil card, well, first of all, it represents the sign of Capricorn. So if you have any Capricorn people in your life that are, that persuasion, who are a little bit on the dark side, maybe it's one of those kinds of people. But in general, I mean, personally, I think the devil can be a narcissist, because there's this sense of that person maybe feeling like that person has control over your life in some way. And it might just be energetically. I'm not saying that they hold the key to your survival or anything like that, but you might feel that they do. So typically it will be somebody in a relationship with a controlling person, but it feels very toxic. But it could be a boss who is like that, anybody who you're dealing with who is abusing their power. But it could be within yourself if you feel that there's something that has control of you that you can't break free from. So whether the specific thing that they always talk about is kind of lust and greed. Those are the biggies. But of course, an addiction could be the case or something along those lines. In the past position, we have the Hierophant. This is a card of tradition, marriage, and that kind of thing that I always associate it in the workplace with like a corporate type of a job where you are a conformist. Do you see here? I just noticed this. This is like the stairway to heaven, and you just see there's like that. I don't know if that's supposed to be sacred geometry. The flower of life or something. It's like the spiritual at the top, kind of like the crown chakra. And so it has the spiritual connotation. So for some people, you may have been getting into spirituality and you can see how you're being controlled that much more acutely. But the other thing that I really believe, it's about selling your soul. So whether it's like doing a job that you really don't vibe with simply for the money, because there's good money in it, and you're just like day after day, you feel uninspired and you feel like you're selling out, you're just kind of conforming to other people's, it's like phony, what they're telling you to say, how they're telling you to dress and all of that. It could be something along those lines, or just whatever. It doesn't have to be like a corporate job, but any kind of a job or career where you don't feel like it's you, but you still feel compelled to do it. You feel you have some kind of connection to it, or compulsive connection to it. And same with relationships. It's a toxic relationship, but maybe you're strongly physically attracted to that person, so you feel compelled to go back to that person or just stay with that person, even though you feel like it's really a bad situation. The spiritual lesson in this is the Five of Cups, and this is about mourning the loss of something. How I interpret it in this particular reading is being able to see when something that you have maybe had hopes for is not working out the way that you had hoped it would, and being able to kind of let that go. It's not easy because you may have invested a lot into something that didn't pay off the way you had hoped it had. I also, well, let me just mention what crosses you as the Four of Cups. And this can be, the word that just came to mind was complacency, but it's actually a card of dissatisfaction and maybe disillusionment. So it might go along with what I was saying, is that I think for Gemini people who have, maybe they have the moon in Pisces, or they have, because Gemini is right by Taurus, you might have Mars in Taurus, where you just like, even if something is not like gelling or compatible, you may just feel compelled to kind of go after it and try to make it by sheer force of will work out. And that's, I call it like the steamroller placement, to have Mars in a fixed sign like Taurus, because Mars is the way that we act, and it can be in a very persistent manner despite what is going on. And not paying attention to your lack of alignment, boredom, dissatisfaction is very problematic, because you could ignore something. Your emotions really tell you how you feel. They provide information, and that can be in the workplace or in a personal relationship. What's coming in is a Magician. I love this card. This is the card, that's, I was talking about that I noticed that these both had whirlpools, but that's kind of like a black hole in a sense, kind of a void. And this is the vortex. This is like you putting your hopes and wishes and intentions into this, we call it like an energetic container, that where you hope to make something happen. And but you're also, at the same time, you're working towards it. You're not just sitting there and waiting for it to drop in your lap, but you're working towards it. By the way, if it sounds like there's a helicopter taking off in the backyard, it's because there's a lawnmower. So sorry about that. So I'm almost done. That's why I'm doing it. The Magician card is connected to Aries, and that makes sense because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it's initiation. It's a cardinal sign, so it's really about taking that action. And the outcome is the Seven of Pentacles, and this can be nurturing some kind of something, that seed that you've planted, and seeing how well it's grown. So this could be a friendship. This could be a business. Maybe you've created some kind of project, or I was going to say a product, or some kind of like small business that you want to start. And you're just, it's a very kind of a slow, steady thing. You have to have patience with this. You have to be very nurturing of whatever is coming up, because sometimes I think even a sign like Gemini can be a little bit impatient from the standpoint of wanting to, see progress, movement. You're always in constant movement, so you want to see the things that you're doing taking flight, but you have to have that patience. And I feel like if you don't have anything, you can't think of anything that you are trying to create, that you think about something that you might want to create. Now, Jupiter is in your sign, so it is a great time for Gemini individuals to expand, because that's really what Jupiter is calling on you to do. It's very lucky for you to grow. Part of that expansion can be whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you have a day job and it's not your dream situation, but it's like, you're in that routine. Well, that's fine. If you're not like, if that job doesn't like totally bother you, then that's fine. But regardless, you can still create something else too. And then you have something to fall back on, so that you're never left high and dry. And also, just so that you can have something that's your own creation. All right, that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.